All right, let me get comfortable. Hey, good morning. Ooh, sorry, y'all, my eyes were watering. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, everybody. I am the Divine Maverick. Welcome to the Divine Maverick Show, where you enjoy your life. I have lifesavers in my mouth. Y'all have to keep continuing to send love and light to me to stop getting on the phone with y'all, on the phone, streaming with y'all with candy in my mouth. Good morning. Ushers, I'm gonna need y'all on the door. Sydney, get your whole life together. Hope the dogs get it and settle down. Good morning, everybody. Grand risings, grand risings. Hello. If you are new to this channel, this stream, this morning show, then thank you for being here. I know that you could be anywhere in the world, but you chose to spend a little time with me, and I appreciate that. So if you find that so far what you've heard you like, go ahead and smash that like button. And for the rest of you, everybody's like a good. It's equal. Thank you. Smashing the like button says, hi, mama. Hey, mama. That's how you come in the house. You come in the house and say, hey, you announce yourself coming in. Smashing the like button does that for me. Thank you. Also, Sunflowers and Mavericks. Thank you guys for being amazing. Sydney, stop. Thank you guys for being amazing. I don't have my backup, so I'm going to have to toss something at her. Stop. Come here. It's already ready. Listen, y'all, it's that kind of morning. The dog she's literally barking at a blanket. You see what I'm saying? A blanket. It's that kind of morning. We're gonna talk about it. If you are just if you are just joining us, welcome. The show is going to be a little different today. My message is going to be it's going to be a message, but it's going to be a little different. I usually don't go here. Sydney, you will not silence me. Y'all, if I have to get up from the chair, it's going to be something. If I have to get up from the chair, I need something to toss. You know what I'm going to do? Let me get my singing bowl and get all of y'all right, because I think Sydney is trying to shemando. Hold on. I'm going to call in all the angels. I'm going to call in everybody. Clear this atmosphere. Spirit. Rebande borashambando saya. Ooh, that feels ooh. Now she barking at me. So anyway, Holy Spirit, thank you for being here. Divine help. All the celestial beings of light, archangels, spirit guides, ancestors, loved ones that have transitioned to the other side, the other dimensions, helping us out right now. Call your guides in, call your help in, call everything that is of love and light around you so you can hear this message, receive this message. We can be here together. I may be going to the comment section a little bit just to check on y'all. Check on y'all a little bit, see where y'all at. Inspect the canopy over my head. Don't let anything break out. No offense. There'll be no confusion. But the messages will just flow. The communication will just flow from spirit. I'm a vessel. Remove me of me or make me better. Whew, you make me better. And let the message come through as it should come through, spirit. Thank you. Thank you. With gratitude, we come together. With gratitude, we gather together for this moment in this time, just to hear each other's hearts on this matter, but say something. Speak a truth. Speak a truth. Speak a truth. Speak a truth from our higher selves. Amen. Ashe. So be it. Blessed be. And it is so. All right, y'all. Let me do my disclaimer, which is not really a disclaimer. Let me do my disclaimer. Like you, I have my own opinion. And today I'll be expressing my opinion, I think, more than I've ever done. And hear my heart. If you've been riding with me for a little while, you know my heart. If you are new, then you'll be getting to know my heart if you stick around. What I'm not going to do is say what I was just about to say. That's what I'm not going to do. What I'm not going to do is say what I was just about to say. So I want to give you an observation from me. Now, I'm not the only one. I think the people that care about this thing, because I honestly, we all know that in this globe, on this planet, there are a lot of things that's going on. There's a lot of things going on. I'm not going to say there's more important things to be going on, because that might feel dismissive to people. And what I don't want to do is be dismissive to anyone or feel like I'm running roughshod over anybody's sensibilities. But what I will do is give you my observation from my perspective, my point of view. And I ask that you pray with me if you agree and you feel this way too, and pray for me if you don't agree. Just send love and light. Don't send me anything other than love and light. Because if whatever you sending out to people that is of the negative, it will boomerang right back to your hind parts. And that means it'll hit you in the booty. Okay, so you want to make sure if you can't say nothing nice, don't say anything at all. And if you can't help them, at least don't hurt them. Y'all know what I'm saying? So anyway, one of my favorite things that I've always done since I was a little girl is I watch the Oscars. I love movies. I love actors. I love cinema. I love music as well. Y'all know that. I love the arts. So let me just put it that way. So one of the highlights of my season is the Oscars. Have always been. So last night, I watched from start to finish. I'm sorry. Daily Moment said, I say, if you can't say something, say your hair looks. If you can't say something nice, say your hair looks nice. Oh my gosh. I know that's right. So anyway, so I watch the Oscars, and I watch it so I can dream. I love it. So I love it all. I'm here for it all. What I observed if y'all don't know, you're gonna know in a minute, but I should probably say this. I should probably say what it was. One of our top people in our and another thing, I'm sorry, I got another disclaimer, but not really. Y'all know we're the Rainbow Tribe. I love each and every one of you right where you are in your respective places, cultures, creeds, all of that. But today, my black is my black is showing today more so than it's ever shown. Okay. And I don't mean because I'm mad. That's not what I mean. I'm simply saying my melanin is popping. My melanin is you know what I mean? I'm an African American woman, having this spiritual experience in this human African American female body. So we're gonna do that right there, okay? But it's speaking today, and so it's been speaking to me, and this is what this was. So today, I'm coming from kind of that vein. So two of our most influential, we have a lot, but two big ones, I would say. Will Smith and Chris Rock, they Will Smith slapped Chris Rock while he did a joke. Now, me being a comedian, I almost say wannabe comedian, but I've learned to call things that be not as though they were. Shamando racia. I'm already in the message, by the way. But being a comedian and trying to understand timing and jokes and things and such like that, and also being in a thespian, understanding how backstage works, meaning preparation and time it takes to get things together. I can only imagine how many jokes that Chris Rock went through to get to the joke about G.I. Jane, which we'll get to in a moment. I should have made notes for myself, but I didn't. But I say that to say, understanding these kind of things and watching these two, this slap heard around the world because they got upset. Will Smith got upset about a joke that was told. I liken it to me being on my job because I considered Chris Rock at work last night. I considered Chris Rock doing something that the Oscar Academy or the producers asked him to do. Tell a couple of jokes because you're a comedian, and then present the Oscar for Best Documentary. I think that's what his award was. So I liken walking up on him and smacking him like that. going on somebody's job and turning over the cart, or stopping the register, or hitting somebody while they trying to clean somebody's teeth, their dental tech. I don't know, something, you get me. So that's how I felt about that. And so I was like, okay, now we got that there. That's that part. As far as reactions, and because this right here opens up the even more of the conversation about mental health, about timeouts, about retreating, about self-love, about self-hate, about depression, about anger, about resentment, about bitterness, about unresolved trauma, about illusion, about delusion, about narcissism. It opens up, in other words, it opens up the Pandora's box about the stuff. Because this right here, what happened was about the stuff. We talk about diversity in all areas, and particularly because this right here was not something that just happened in a moment. This right here was something that had been brewing. Somebody might even say brewing, held on to. This is an offense, right? And so we talk about the Oscars so white, with the boycott, but then when the Oscars get so black or whatever, I just said that. Nobody said that. I did the Oscars so black. And I don't mean because it got bad, so don't come for me, because what I'm saying is, when we do get the diversity, when we do get the stuff, that, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? That could have been for a different audience, but I said it. I said what I said. And if you know what I said, you know what I said. You know what I said when I said what I said. Now, but what this did for me, as somebody trying to be a light worker, I said trying, because every day I get up and I say, all right, I'm here, because nobody's perfect. See, nobody's perfect. That's where we lose the judgment, because I'm not judging anybody, not judging Chris, not judging Will, not judging Miss Jada, not judging anybody, not judging them, not judging you, not judging Divine Masculine, Divine Fit, not judging, but as a fruit, because I will know you by your fruit. I only know by what you're doing I only know by what your behavior is doing. When I watch what you do, then I know what's going on inside of you. And my spiritual maturity would dictate that I either A, give you grace, or B, give you the way to the exit out of my presence forever, or temporarily, or at least until you get yourself together and your behavior changes. You see? So again, this is what we're talking about. So I was wondering, what I would have done. Of course, everybody said that, and of course, everybody understood. We hearing of several opinions. I applaud him for standing up for his wife. And you don't talk about somebody's wife just like you don't talk about somebody's mama if you care about that sort of thing. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. And so it's like, I get that side. Oh, what awesome. Now I'm like, yes, team protect your family. Yes, team protect your wife and kids. Yes. You give me, hey, listen, I'm here for it. Then there's another side that says, hold up, where were you when? Why didn't you you know what I mean? There's another side that says, what is that? What is that? Now I'm saying a third side, but there's another side that says, when you really should have slapped somebody, you slapped the wrong person. I'm just saying what you're saying. I'm just saying what y'all saying. Listen, stop me when I'm lying, but there are some that say, why didn't you slap? Oh boy, why didn't you do? Why didn't you when you were put on blast and you were the one that was being insulted and demeaned and disrespected, Mr. Smith? When that was happening to you, why didn't you say something then? Why didn't you raise up? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, right? And then there's a third group that says, it's a lot of healing that needs to go on there. I say all of it works. Because that's why that's what we're healing from. Not saying something in the moment, not acting in that time when the offense happens. And if you can't act in the time when the offense happens, at least have enough courage or I wouldn't find, sorry, find, I had to change, let me change that. Find the courage within yourself to tell somebody, to go get some help. If you feel like your hands are tied, at least find the courage within yourself. Drag yourself to the door of the help place if you have to say, this thing happened to me. I don't know how to handle this. I don't know what to do. I don't know what I'm going to do next. I don't know what I just don't. You know what I mean? So that there is a part of us that needs that. And then we can heal. But most of us choose to carry it. Most of us choose to carry around the offense because Mr. Smith made an offense that wasn't his. And I know we can say, well, they were married, they're one. I got that. But at the same time, the joke wasn't about him. It wasn't. And now I hear another group, but he shouldn't have been joking. No, Chris Rock is a comedian. If he doesn't joke, I'm going to think something's wrong. You see what I'm saying? So again, if you know what somebody is and what they're supposed to be doing, and you have a negative reaction to that, then who does that speak more of a truth about? Them or us? Them or you? You see what I'm saying? Where does the truth lie now? If I'm mad if I go to a comedy show and the comedian begins to talk about my Afro puff or my whatever, you know what I mean? And I'm ready to hard down fight. If I'm ready to attack somebody, that's like going to a pool party and getting mad when somebody throw you in the pool. Hey, if you didn't come to swim, what you here for? If you didn't come to swim, if you are a public figure, guess what? You're a public figure. And stuff comes with the territory. If you lay with dogs, you're going to get up with fleas. You know, it's all of it translates. That's why what happened, the slap heard around the world was a slap to all of our faces. Because it was like, what would Jesus do? Right? Somebody said, what would Jesus have done? Turn the other cheek? Maybe not. I don't know. We don't know. I don't know. It depends on what your perspective is. But that's what the real heart of the matter is. What in the world is going on with our sensibilities? What in the world is happening with the way we feel towards one another? What in the world is happening when we can't talk to each other, but our first reaction is to go handle it physically or blah, I'm gonna stop. You know, it's just like karmic energy. You see somebody does not want to be there. You see somebody literally wasting away in your presence. They're not happy in this environment, but they stay because they feel obligated. Because why? You emotionally manipulate them. You know what I mean? They emotionally manipulate them. They create dramas. They create fear. They create all of these obstacles so to keep somebody bound and in prison. But what is that? Who would want to hold on to something or someone that doesn't want to hold on to them? You know what I mean? And that's what we're talking about. It's so much in this. Let me drink. Let me sip. It's so much in this. I'm looking at some of the comments now. I see what Alexa said, but predominantly white show about a black woman. I could speak to that. I could speak to that so deeply. See, I'm gonna read the comment, but it says Chris Rock shouldn't have done that joke at a predominantly white show about a black woman. Netflix special. Yeah. Now let me just speak to that really quick because I wasn't gonna, let me just speak to that real quick. Because we just pulled we pulled the race card in. So let me just speak to that real quick. What Chris Rock referenced was a movie that Demi Moore starred in years ago. Y'all gotta do your own Google search. But the movie's called G.I. Jane, and it's about a woman becoming a Navy SEAL. And the group, because if you know anything about Navy SEALs, there's elite forces in the Army, the Navy, the armed forces, but their training is grueling, right? And so she was proving a point that, she could do it. And so in order to not stand out so much, she shaved her head. It's called a buzz cut in the military circles. Now, this I understand the medical issues that's going on with Miss Smith. But my point is, her look looked a lot like, probably because her angular feature, whatever, but it did look a lot like G.I. Jane. Even I said that. Now, some, like my son, doesn't know what that is, so he didn't even get the joke. All he thought was, oh, she looks like a man. And if that's where you coming from, that's where you coming from. It's like, no, son, he's referencing at a award show for say it with me, movies. He's referencing a movie called G.I. Jane, and she has the same haircut as the star of the movie. So he called it like a sequel, G.I. Jane 2. Whatever the comment, the joke was, right? The point is, that did not warrant an assault. It doesn't matter if the audience was black or white. It didn't warrant somebody coming to get slapped for telling a joke because they're a comedian. That's like you slapping Shirley Caesar because she didn't sing your favorite hymn, you know, at the black church, but at the white church, she sang it. You know what I mean? It kind of goes there. So we have to be, I know what, but I know because I know you, Alexa, I know your heart and I know what you mean. But that's what I'm talking about. Whether they're black or white, it doesn't matter. I'm talking about the behavior and the motivations behind that behavior. You know what I mean? The other thing is we boycotted. Some boycotted the Oscars because they were too white, right? So when we do, that's what I meant when I started earlier. When we do get there, what now what? You know what I mean? Because they could either say now the Oscars have diversity and look what they're doing. So, are we slapping our presenters in Spain? Are we just slapping our presenters in Spain when they say something we don't like? Wait a minute, he slapped the comedian for what? Telling a joke? He slapped him for telling a joke? Well, what was he supposed to do? Come up there and juggle? You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. It's just like, we can't, Netflix special anytime that he was telling a joke. That's what it was. But because there is other stuff going on and has been going on, which you don't even have to go into, because we all know if with other people, the things have not been dealt with. Things have not, and we all understand that because we too are still processing unprocessed emotions and trauma. And obviously, if y'all been keeping up with this couple, a lot has been going on. You know what I mean? In their lives, just like your life. So you may have to flick off on somebody, right? That's why I said I'm not sitting here. I'm not sitting in the judgment seat. I'm just talking about behavior, sitting here trying to be a light worker, saying now, because empathy, I'm empathetic to both sides. I can see why, especially if there's something that maybe have been said. Now I'm reba, or am I just being a prophet? But if something was said about you never protected me, you were never here, you were too busy doing this, and this, and I always felt like I was wide open, then I can understand why at that moment what he thought was best was let me show her now that I'm gonna slap the spit out this dude's mouth to show her that I love her and I'm gonna protect her now. Okay, if you've now gotten your revelation, sir, awesome. Many of us wish that you wouldn't have done it in this forum, in this place. When we're honoring Sidney Poitier, the first African-American to receive an award, an Oscar, and in his passing, you know what I'm saying? And then, again, not trying to judge, but I'm talking about facts right now. Because listen, Puffy was throwing a party. I'm sure Bo was throwing a party. I'm sure Tyler Perry had a tent. I'm sure everybody had a celebrity tent, and everybody's gonna get turned up after the Oscars because it's legendary. After Oscars parties, Oscars after party. Thank you. Oscars after parties are legendary. He could have slapped him in the tent, not on the stage when billions of people are watching. Us. And then to not apologize when you had the opportunity, to not say, because it was a direct snub. And again, I'm just pointing out facts. To not say to the Academy, I'm sorry, to the fellow nominees, I'm sorry, and Chris Rock, that's all. That's all. And then we would have been talking about something else today. I would have been talking to you about sunflowers and daisies. I would have talked to him about sunflowers. I would be talking to y'all about sunflowers, daisies, and the new moon in Aries, I think, is coming. But because I saw that, it was like, and yes, somebody he publicly insulted that man's wife. I ain't gonna even let me keep okay. I could do a whole video on that. I'm sorry. The public insult part. The public insult part. I'm just going to say that works both ways. That works both ways. That's all I'm saying. That works both ways. And we're gonna get off of this, and I'm gonna turn this whole ship. And some people are saying this probably was a publicity stunt. Could be. You know what I mean? It could be. I don't know. I know that there is history there, and history that we shouldn't have seen resolve. Well, it's not resolved, but you know what I mean? There's history there with those folk. There's history there between them. You know, so if it was planned, then all of them are better actors than I thought they were. Oh. Again, it's about the conversation to be had about mental health, particularly not just African American males, but again, because I'm an African American woman, I'm talking from my right. It is something that really needs to be addressed. There are a lot of hurting, wounded men as well. It's easy to talk about the women hurting, because when we hurt, we are able to at most time articulate it. We talk about it. We have sometimes an outward show that we are hurting. We cry, or maybe we rage. You know what I mean? We break things or throw things or stomp or something. You know, but men have been conditioned and taught, as you know, and you've heard this so many times. But again, it bears repeating, because you know, I remember that. I remember that vividly growing up, that my brother was taught to be tough, and he better not touch my easy bake oven, which actually intrigued him, only because he had an interest in cooking. You know what I mean? Or I could play with his racetrack, but not by myself. You know, back then they had a little racetrack with a little, anyway, I'm not talking about the toys from the 70s, but I couldn't play by myself because that was a boy's toy. So things like that. And I do remember my brother getting in trouble for crying or appearing weak, you know, yeah. So that is something that's kind of ingrained. And I'm sorry, a comment almost took. I'm gonna stay on this. I might go back and look at that if I think I was. Well, Barbara in the chat teaching, so I mean, I think she covering whatever I would say. So let me keep the stream going. How many minutes? 29 minutes. Let me almost finish. Okay, so yeah, yeah, because a lot of people talking like, I'm happy. Again, let me just finish this. So I think it speaks to the mental health. It's really a mental health thing, and there is a tremendous amount of pressure that comes with that lifestyle, a tremendous amount of pressure, and there should be, in addition to many other things, mental health and self-care should be at the top of the list of folks that have these high pressure occupations or careers, because everybody gets to a point. Clearly, Mr. Smith he was at his point last night. Clearly, that was something that needed, you know, in that moment for him, that was the right thing to do. And so much so, and you know how you knew that there was no remorse, that because an apology didn't come when an apology could have come in that moment, when the world is waiting with bated breath to hear what thus saith the Lord. Really, what thus saith the Lord? What do you say? Okay, so there's that. let me think if I want to say anything else about that. What I was most drawn to, what because I felt I was stunned a bit, and I felt a very heavy mourning come over my spirit. And I thought about it, and I sat. It's like I sat in everybody's emotion. The ones that watched in stunned silence. So like, did that really happen? The ones that could understand where he was the ones that can understand all the points of views. And I thought about everything. I just ran the gamut because that's where they took me. I thought about the children that might have been watching. I thought about the influence. I thought about what this means. And that's where the slap heard around the world came, because it was like Spirit was showing me this is the real virus. This is the real virus. It is the hate that comes from unresolved trauma and pain that is not dealt with, and lying to ourselves, self-delusion, and living in illusions, and not confronting those things that confront us, not finding our place because we are perpetual children, in that we don't feel powerful enough to make our own decisions and our own plans in the world. And we always need somebody's approval or somebody's acceptance. And we always expect somebody's judgment or criticism. And we forget to be amazing, blinding lights. You know what I mean? We forget that. And so when you get, that's why we say, to whom much is given, much is required. Because when you have a lot on your shoulders, you have you have to walk with your shoulders and head erect, your shoulders straight, your head erect. Your neck has to be strong. Your neck represents your strength and the way you govern yourself. The neck holds the head, the crown. And heavy is the head that holds or wears the crown. And so I'm saying that when you have a lot of responsibility on you, and you are under a lot of pressure, and you know that it is imperative that self-care be the only care that you care about. Because things like this can happen, and things that you end up regretting. It turns into lessons for others, but I'm saying things that you end up regretting when you didn't have to go that way. But when you think that something is hidden or private, you better believe that it is going to come out. And that is what we saw last night. That's what we saw. We saw, okay, if I had a suspicion about it, or if I was inquiring, now I know. And so it was a lot of that. Now I know. And see, there is a lot that is expected from you. There's a lot that your ancestors put in place, put in motion for you to walk into. So this is all what we're really, really, really talking about. Whether you believe the slap was justifiable or whatever you believe, still it remains. How's your mental? How's your mental? Because whatever you're creating, whatever you're doing, it's not going to come without opposition. How are you going to handle that opposition? Are you going to continue to have your sword out all the time? All the time? We gang banging at breakfast? You know what I mean? Or are you going to learn? Are you going to embody empathy? You know what I mean? Because this is the true test. This is the real temptation. This is the real temptation, is to do something, react based on something that you haven't dealt with yet. To not. The real temptation is to not lash out, to not destroy, to not kill, to not wound, to not maim, to not slap. The real temptation is based on, because again, many of us, many times, many of y'all have, listen, they used to wait till 3 o'clock to fight in school. How you get off the bus in the morning and say at 3 o'clock? You wait all day. You passing in the hall all day long. Y'all sat and ate lunch next to each other. But at 3 o'clock, you ready to fight me. How you wait that long? It's called self-control. There's a scripture that says a man that cannot control his spirit is like a city without walls. I don't remember the address, but it says a man that cannot control his spirit. If you have no self-control, if you lack self-control, if you cannot call when they say don't call, if you cannot show up when they say don't show up, you cannot not when they say please don't, or it's very clear that you shouldn't, then that means you lack self-control. And if you lack self-control, that means you do not have any boundaries, any borders. You have nothing that governs you. You have nothing that protects you. You have nothing that keeps you from hitting the button. Don't hit the button. Nobody said get rid of your button. We just said put a piece of tape over the button. Okay? That's all. That's what self-control does. Self-control puts a piece of tape over the button so you don't press the button. Otherwise, you can still bump into it, but you got to fidget with it. So that's what this is about. Thank you. Proverbs 25:28 is the one I say. So that's what I'm talking about. It's not about judgment. Because like I said, I flicked off before and I've regretted it. I've regretted it. That's the other piece. That's the other piece to the, I'm going to do this. Oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. That's the other piece. I'm going to bring it all the way home for those of you who said he disrespected his wife. He did it. And I'm not being funny. Listen to me. I'm going to tell the story and I'm going to get all the way off here because I love y'all. But listen, tell by green hearts. Y'all give me green hearts. I'm finna tell it now. I'm finna tell FINNA finna tell it. Who was here when I did my shed back in the day? A few months ago in December. If y'all remember my shed, when I doing my shed story with that uncircumcised Philistine, put up green hearts if you know what I'm talking about. I'm finna somebody say yeah. You remember? Let me clap on that. Thank you, Shamia. Thank you. By the way, Shamia True Heart, that's the one I like for your branding. By the way, I meant to put that on Facebook for you, but I'm telling you now because I'm thinking about it. But yeah, I like your whole name. Love it. Edaboso. Okay, now watch this. Now I need you to audience participation. I need you one more thing, congregation. I need you to tell the other side. Tell the other side. I might have told you, but just in case, Jaheem. There it is. All I needed was one. Shit. The other side of my shed being gone right now. I was dealing with Now I was actually dealing with the uncircumcised Philistine. I was. But let's call him /comedian. Because I'm about to tie these two stories together. Now this person was an uncircumcised Philistine. Ribobo Shanda /comedian. Okay, thank you, Chris Rock. Robo Shanda Basiata. What I did was I flicked off. I don't know if I told y'all that, but I flicked off with my anointed light working self. Now, what I flicked off about, listen, you're gonna like this. I was justified, technically. You could say I was. All I did was call this person out on their behavior. I just called them out on their behavior. But baby, it was the way I did it. I chose a Zoom call, something that could have happened on the telephone between me and them. But I was on a Zoom call and went all the way in. Okay, are you following me? So I told for the other group, I told my joke. I'm sorry, no, I ain't told my joke. I'm sorry. My person was a jokester, but I slapped that comedian. That uncircumcised. Listen, I did it. In public. In a meeting. In a meeting. Okay? In a meeting. Now, unlike Mr. Smith, the moment I did that and we made it private now. We made it private because I didn't have the opportunity to apologize with the same disrespect that I gave in public. In private, I didn't have that. But so we tried to call them back in, call everybody back in so I could at least say, yeah. But that person said, oh, no. No, I'm good on that. No, I'm good. No more. No, she said all she needed to say. She's good. Tell her she's good. Okay? Now, listen to this. Let me tell you how good spirit is. I'm sitting here defending my enemy. If y'all watch those videos from December and January, I'm telling you, I'm sitting here defending my enemy to y'all understand, because it's called empathy, understanding and seeing both sides. I didn't say who's right or who's wrong. I just said I can understand. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I can empathize. I can probably see why you're doing what you're doing. Most of us, if we could just get that, if we could embody empathy, we could heal so much around us, including ourselves. If we could just take a moment to see both sides. It might be a reason why somebody is running from you. It probably is a very good reason why somebody is not taking your calls or trying to be where you are right now, because maybe they need to handle some other stuff that has nothing to do with you. But if you are not healed enough to understand that or receive that, then you're going to keep on chasing. You're going to keep on doing things out of reaction to unprocessed and unhealed traumas. And then you get mad when you get the same reaction from them. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm talking about. So let me go back. So I tried to apologize. So I had to end up apologizing through a text message to the group. Bye, 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 right? And then fine. I thought it was over. I thought it was over until spirit. And I always told y'all that. I said, couldn't nobody or nothing but God have me come back into contact with this person, because this person literally had to come to my property, not for me, but for my neighbor to look at something and then found something on me. Shama. Somebody might say found something in me. Oh, Shama. But found out that my shed was violating the boundary line. Robobo, a shed that I didn't even put there. You see, because some of y'all are dealing with ancestral curses, ancestral stuff that doesn't have anything really to do with you per se, but it's in your baby, it's in your line, and you are called to heal it. So I said all that to say that this person that I had went in on months before had something on me now and took that opportunity to give it to me good, baby. I mean, every fine that could be found, every F-I-N-E. Honey, listen, I just heard the word every F-I-N-D that could be found. But every fine that could be found to levy against me, this person did it. They did it. This uncircumcised Philistine, Rabbi, did it. So I say that to say that slap heard around the world may have consequences, may have real consequences. And I'm not talking about pressing assault charges with the LAPD. I'm not talking about that. But I am saying what we saw, what people observed. If you are looking through the eyes, it depends on what your perception is. But that is going to have lasting consequences. And I keep hearing that phrase, I can't say it, but I'm gonna just say that you build one bridge and you build one bridge. It's actually another phrase, but I can't use it. If you know what I'm talking about, it's like you make a million movies, but then that's what you're known for. It's like that. I'm not saying this is going to be Will Smith's legacy, but I am saying this is one of those, you know what I mean? So I say that to say, so I paid the fines and but it taught me a lesson, because what I said was right. The joke that was told was a joke because a comedian told it. The uncircumcised Philistine was acting like an uncircumcised Philistine, and me with my little, protecting myself, defending myself. You won't show me respect. I'm just going to say this because I need to speak for the people. I need to say something for the people about you, uncircumcised Philistine. I need to say something. I'm going to be the voice. And I just, right in front. And see, I could have easily done that you think you call me after this? That's much. You think you can call me after this, which is the equivalent of the after party. Chris, come here. Let me holler at you for a minute, bro. Over some Moet. I would have had a glass of Moet, and if he wanted to slap him, then he could have slapped him. Or if he wanted to put him step on his shoe, I don't know, untie his tie, pluck him in the forehead. I don't know, but I'd have been like, that was messed up what you said, right? That's what I would have done. And if I wanted to go in on him, I would have gone in on him. But what I wasn't going to do or wouldn't have done is done it in that form. If I could do over again, my shed would probably still, I know it would be still outside, unless, I don't know. But anyway, I'm saying I don't miss it because I had to release that. That was a whole nother lesson. Because what I wasn't going to do, watch this is my healing. What I wasn't going to do was fight over something. I was like, if you got me cold, that's fine. I'm not going to ask for supernatural help or any of that rescue. What I'm going to do is let you do what you do. I detached from my attachment to that. Okay, I stopped fighting. I stopped the competition. And I said, do what you must. Just do it quickly. Whatever you do, like Jesus said, do it quickly. That's what I ended up doing. And he did what he did, and it's over. We good now? Are we good? Because I don't want no beef. I just want peace. I pray for you. You pray for me. Maybe. I don't know. You know what I mean? And so that's what I'm saying. That was my healing. Mr. Smith need to figure out what that was and what that continues to be. and have the conversations that need to be had. I am not a psychologist or a psychiatrist or a licensed therapist, but I'm telling you what I do know. What I am is a prophet, and I know when I hear my divine, my higher self talking to something higher than me, Ashama, and I'm telling you only because I am a human being and I'm a human healing. Okay, because your soul does not carry the trauma. It is it's this human existence. It's the body. It's the you know what I mean. That's where so release it, get it out. My soul is not traumatized, but it's these experiences that this experiential thing this is what is where the trauma is, and so I'm clearing that. And so now in the future, if I have something to say, and you know what I mean, you know what I mean, there's a way to do everything. And that's what I'm saying. If you know, Shema, we can't applaud somebody for flick, you know, they just that Shemando Dobohaya. You know how long it took to walk to that stage? You know how long it took? There was no run. He didn't run, honey. He was in church shoes. He was in what do you call it? Chloroform. The little shiny, you know, he was in church. He was in his deacon shoes. He walked briskly, but he didn't run. He had time to be like, you know what? Now, where was the spirit guides? You know what I mean? Where was the spirit guides? So I'm saying, it's a lot we could do. It's a lot we could do to each other. We're witnessing it now overseas. When somebody gets mad and wants to bully and take over something or intimidate somebody, it puts a lot of people in harm's way. It affects a lot of people. Our decisions don't just affect us alone. No, and we know this, but we just need to hear it again. I'm praying for everybody. I'm praying for me. I'm praying for you. I'm praying for your divine connection. We're going to be all right. Now, one thing I will leave you with is we're going to be all right. If you want to be all right, if you want to stay in a place like that, a darker place, an angrier place, a more isolated place, then you can do that because you have free will and choice. But I know y'all, we're moving out of this and we're helping our family and friends and associates. We're helping everybody do better. By how? By us doing better. That's what we're doing. We're helping each other. By growing, by healing. We're helping our communities by learning to talk to each other, by learning to dwell with one another, by teaching us to try to get along with each other and try to understand where people are, including where we are. If you know you're not in a good space, stay home, sit still, be quiet. You know what I mean? You don't have to be nasty, just be quiet. You know what I mean? We got to be self-governed, self-control, self-love. You know what I mean? Self-preservation even. I don't know why I heard that, but I had to say it. But you know what I mean? It's like, guard your peace of mind. Guard your heart with due diligence, with all diligence. You know? Love like you want to be loved. Even in the face of the most insurmountable or seemingly insurmountable pain and conflict. Love. You know how healing that would have been if they would have come out at the end? Or how healing would have been if during that acceptance speech, Mr. Smith would have called him out, Chris Rock out, and hugged him and said, I'm sorry. Do you know how healing that would have been for everybody watching? But we just left it open. And now we're all here talking about it. It's water cooler talk. It's gossip. It's parody. It's some of them are, heated discussions. We're divided. Everybody picked a side, and now we're debating. But we should be loving. And I know it sounds corny, but love is what got you here. Love was what got you watching the stream. And that is the thing that we keep missing, is that it's so freaking simple. It's love other people as you would have them love you. You get back what you put out. You get back what you put out. Sorry. Not sorry, but you know what I mean. And I'm saying that is the takeaway, because our children are watching. And somebody thinks that's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay. If it were evident that he was picking at a medical condition, that is unacceptable all day long. All day. That's unacceptable. That's like clowning somebody for being sick. That's not what happened. It was a reference to a movie at a movie award show. Don't bring personal problems into public forums. And I'm talking to me. I had a personal beef with the uncircumcised Philistine. Personal. It didn't need to be on a Zoom meeting. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, I love y'all. Y'all good? Y'all good? I love you guys. Yeah, both sides. Both sides. All right. So anyway, I'm going to close right here. I'm going to be doing some writing today, probably. You know what? Let me pray. Let me pray for them. Great Spirit, thank you for the opportunity to be able to speak into the ethers, into the listeners' ears, a message of hope and a message of healing. There are so many things happening in the world where we can choose sides, where we can do harm. But there's also so many ways that we can defend and change and improve and progress. My prayer is that my friends, my family that are watching, the people that are watching, search themselves. We search ourselves and we find the light, and we even go into the darkness as necessary and see what the matter is. And check in with ourselves and ask ourselves, how are you doing today, self? How can I support you and serve you today, self? And we listen to ourselves, our inner beings that maybe need rest or a conversation with a therapist or a counselor or a coach or a parent or a sister or a brother or a lover or a friend or an associate or a boss. And we figure out ways to serve and support ourselves and strengthen ourselves. That is my prayer, that we do individually our due diligence, checking in every day, maybe moment by moment, saying, how you doing, self? And that we recognize our power to influence, our power to change, our power to transform anything into more love and more light. My prayer today is that my friends, even as they're talking about this, they remember that we remember we're talking about human beings having a human experience with human emotions, and everybody deserves empathy, compassion, mercy, and grace. And that we also recognize where we came from and where we're headed, and remember that if not for grace, where would we be? Where would we be if not for grace? So my prayer is that Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith, Chris Rock, and their families find a healing place in all this, as some in the world are watching this resolve, as some in the world are tuning in to see How can we learn from this? How can we heal from this? And let this conversation that's happening in many circles today be a place where we recognize that what the world needs now is love. What the world needs now more than ever is love. And it is essential at this time. And there are a lot of folks that are wrestling with mental health. Everybody's wrestling with mental health issues, especially those that are in positions of influence and power. May healing come to their hearts, and may their guides put them in positions where they have to come to their knees and really take a look at their motivations. And then everyone else, maybe you don't have a position of power or influence, but you just struggle to stay afloat, to stay connected, to stay here. May this day find you looking for resources or meeting people, divine connections that can steer you in the right direction so that this mental prison is no longer a place you dwell. You be free today. You be liberated in your heart, mind, soul, spirit. That is my prayer. And also, spiritual bonanzas, may surprises, unexpected events, unexpected monies coming from all over the place, north, east, west, and south. May you get an approval today. Maybe you find favor today. Maybe you get some sort of extension today. Maybe you get some sort of promotion or some sort of going up a leveling up today. May you be blessed and with your coming in and going out. Everything you touch turns to prophetic gold. If you can think it, you can see it, you can dream it, you can be it. May you live the life that you deserve to live and live the life that you came here to live. May you manifest greatness today. May you manifest greatness today. And may you manifest healing today. Bless this planet. Bless this planet. Mother Earth, bless this planet. Heal this planet. Heal our land. Heal our land. Ishama, heal our land. Heal our land. And if you agree with these prayers and declarations, right where you are, say amen, ashe, so be it. I love you guys. It is so. Thank you, Mika. Thank you, $1 Million Mama. Thank you, Brazil Nut. I love you guys. Best doggone moderators this side of glory. Church is dismissed. Go in peace. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Mwah.